Hello, EA group members. This is GC, and I'm here today with another video. Now, yesterday I uploaded a video on the Bootstrap slider, and let's get right to it. If you're coming from YouTube, Twitter, Google Plus, or LinkedIn, please look for International Artist Group on Facebook. Don't forget to check our A1A Studios page and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna start here with Dreamweaver. I'm gonna open the site from yesterday. Anyways, I closed the browser. If you ever get an error that the page is not loading, close the browser, reopen a new browser, and it should load up just fine. Now I'm gonna go back to Dreamweaver, and as you see, I added some images. Now I'm in live view. This is as big as the screen goes here. I can shrink it with the control minus, but this is a responsive site, so the image is resizing based on the rules of the jQuery rules. So it might look fine at a certain size, but I'll show you what I mean. It might not look fine at another size. Now it's looking like this right now, but yesterday my images were looking a little bit different, and I'll show you here in Dreamweaver. I'm gonna go to the code view, to the source, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, that's the end of the file. Okay, here are some padding and stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, those are the home pages images. I'm looking for something that I changed last night, and here it is. Okay, the images that I had were based on a slider and a slider image of 1500, which I wrote it down, by 550. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at 500 for now, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna go back to live view, and I'm gonna go back to the Google Chrome, and this is what I mean. It kind of stretched the picture from side to side. Okay, the picture is too wide for this size. Okay, so another thing, you need some room for the menu. So for the heads, if you're using this type of pictures with people in them, you need room for the menu. Okay, so that's one thing. We need room for the menu, room for the menu not to be overlapping people's heads, and we need to stretch it down maybe a little bit more. Now I know some people that like, and this is another site I worked on, they like a full size image on their home page. Now what I mean by full image, I mean it covers the entire page. Okay, this image is so big that it doesn't fit. It should be a little bit smaller, but I always do what the client says, and I mean they look great. They're great pictures. You know, why not? If you have great pictures and a great product, you should make it stand out. Now these pictures, I want to keep them a little bit bigger than 500. We have 500 from bottom to top, and then 1500 across. So I'm gonna show you in Dreamweaver where you can edit that to make it fit whatever picture you want. But keep in mind that even though this picture looks like this, it looks like this here, but if you go down like to tablet size, it looks fine, because this is the original size from my picture that I gave for the picture this size. Now if we go even lower to like phone view, it gets a little bit stretched out, but not much. I mean, it depends. Maybe if you go in a very small phone, which hopefully they won't make phones that are too small. The only way to really test it how it looks on a phone is to actually turn the website live and check it on the phone, because this sizes here, I mean, there are so many devices out there, you know, you can test it in different sizes phones and see how they look. Tablet looks kind of weird on the tablet, as you can see, and here we have the full size. That is a little bit squished. So what I did last night is I went to Dreamweaver, and I'm gonna close this here. I went to Dreamweaver and I changed the image size for the oops, okay, where am I changed the image size for the slider. So I made the slide what was it, 900 or something. Let's check on the images. I'm gonna open Photoshop and I'm gonna go to the root folder, and the folder images slider. As you can see, I have more pictures because I'm going to add more images to the slider of the last show we did, so it can be available to people to watch in the slider without pushing anything. You can just push the arrow and move to the next picture. Now the pictures that I worked on were these three here, and you can tell because of the size. They're JPEGs and they're very small high definition shots. So let me reopen these again. And my pictures, I mean, the size that I did looks fine. Now the slider has a different size, so we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna tell the slider, we're gonna check on the image size first, and it's 1500 by 910, and I believe all the pictures are 910. So let's say this is the size that we want for a slider, and we are 100% sure this is what we want. We will go to here, put 910 under this line of code, carousel item, and then under image carousel this line of code, we will also add 910. Now make sure you don't delete any of these signs, symbols, or dots or anything, because it won't work. So I'm going to save it, and now if I go to live, it's gonna look better. And if I go to full preview on Google Chrome, it should look like the image that I saved, and it's about full size. As you can see, it fits on the screen. It's a little bit too big, so what I want to do is I want to pull the image down a little bit because of the head, and here is not too bad. I still want to pull the image down a little bit, and here. So I want to pull the images down a little bit and maybe crop them to something like, I have to see here, I don't like to cut, you know, too much. Maybe like right below the waist or something like that. We'll see. I'm gonna show you how to see that on Photoshop, to figure it out what's the best size to do. So let's go over Photoshop and see what is the best solution for this type of pictures. So I'm going to open the original file here for that picture first, if I can find it. Sorry guys, that's the problem when you have a lot of pictures, it's kind of difficult to find. But if you put large icons like this, you can find the pictures a lot quicker. Okay, so I think I'm missing one picture. No, yeah, I'm missing one picture, and let me see if I have the other one. Okay, I have the original for this one, and then I need the one with the CEO. They're gonna be the first pictures to show. There's the CEO. Okay, and as you can see, the picture has room on the top, enough room for the menu. Actually, it's almost perfect. I could actually do this entire picture if I wanted. I'll show you here. I'll go with the, we don't know what size it is, but if I go here with the selection tool, rectangular marquee tool, we see that it's 2160 by 1440 pixels. Now we know that the slider is 1500, okay, and that is the size and width of the site. So I don't think I want to mess with that, because I might have to readjust everything. And another thing, I'll have to look for that on the template here, on the source code. This is the source code for the HTML. Now we have other codes here, other files with code that involve responsiveness, and by you changing the size, it might affect the responsiveness, because sometimes it's calibrated to a certain image or layout, should I say layout. And some of these codes can be really time consuming to go over. Now this one, the source code for the index HTML, which also stands out for the home page. Index.html means home page, in other words. It's the same thing. So I'm looking here for that value of 1500, but I don't want to change it. It might be here, it might not be here, because we have other Bootstraps files, CSS, and I really I'm not really sure how these sliders are built. Now the slider here has the information that is holding, like the images, but it doesn't have the values of the sizes, and yeah, I don't see it here. I only see the size for the value for the image height. Which is right here, 910. That's what we told it to. So not to worry, I don't see 1500 here anywhere. And that's the size of the container for the site itself. So it probably might be on a bootstrap.css. It could be Yeah, I think it's probably on the Bootstrap CSS here somewhere, but you'll have to look at the code and change it there and see what happens. So let's just make a quick fix. What we're gonna do is, if the template is asking us for 1500, let's see 1500. Okay, so I'm using the crop tool, and Photoshop is so awesome that now it tells you the width and the height. So we need some room for the menu. Okay, and I'm calculating. This is just by, that's 160. I'm calculating like 40 pixels, 50 pixels. This looks like 70. Let's take a look at the side really quick and see how big that looks in this picture. Okay, just to have an idea. Here, let's. Okay, so here the menu is covering up a third or a fourth of his head. Okay, and we don't have any space in the top, or padding, what they call it. So let's lower this down, something like that. So it's like 80 pixels. Okay, 80 to and then with a 20 more pixels for padding, which is like a margin. That would be like 100. Okay, so we would need 100 on the top there, and then we can have the rest. So from up there we need 15, which would be that, and then something like that. So that's our slider image size of what we're looking for. This is an original high definition picture. So let's do something first. First things first. Let's change the image to a full 72 dpi and 1500, and automatically by default is giving you 1000, which is a full image. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I wouldn't crop anything if that's the case. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I want to see how it looks with the menu. And I'm going to save this image as the old image that I had before, which is right here with CEO. Replace it. Oh, the document is open somewhere else. There it is. Okay, let's do it again. Let's replace the old file with the file with the padding on the top with CEO. Yes, and we're gonna leave the same quality options. I want to see how it looks. I have a 32-inch monitor, then I have a 15-inch monitor, then I have a tablet, and then I have a phone. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the images on the slider. I'm going to make the website live only to check it, and then I'll put the other side back. So I'll change this to 72 dpi, and this is going to be 1500, 1000. Boom. Okay, I'm missing one picture. Let me see if I can get that quick. I should have done this last night, but don't worry guys, I know where it is. Let's see here. Let's go to my portfolio, photography. to see what the hell I'm looking at here. Okay, that's not it. Nope. I think it's this one. Okay, here we go. And this picture right here. Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick brightness and contrast, and I'm going to darken it a little bit and take a little bit of the excessive brightness. There, that's good. Okay, now this image, let's see if it agrees with the other ones. If we do 72 dpi, this one is a lot bigger, 1500. It's giving me 1200, so I do have to crop it a little bit. So I'm going to press OK, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop some, just a little bit of the top and a little bit down here. I need a total of 1000 in total. Alright, let's leave it right there. And what I'll do now is I have 18 pixels off. I'm 18 pixels off, but the thing is I don't want to crop too much from the top because I want room for the menu, and I don't want I want the head here not to touch the menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the size here, the chain, and I'm gonna put here 1000, and 18 pixels is not really going to distort much of anything. And now we have all the pictures the same size, so I'm going to save this picture in the root folder. Okay, let's see, boom, right there, right there, right there, down here, there. Yes, replace it. Sorry, the image is open. Okay. Images, slider. Yes, okay. And the quality is gonna be around 5. Okay, just double checking. Okay, so we have that one, we have the one with the CEO, and then we have this one, and this one it's fine like that. I like different angles. Alright, so number 3, number 2, and number 1. So let me make sure I save this picture too. Let's check the size first. 1500 by 1000, 72 dpi. Okay, so save this one. If I close the other one, which it didn't, I could, I guess, take a little bit off the top. Let's see here. Because I need about 100. Yeah, that's about 100. Okay, so that's fine. let's try that. You might have to, you know, play with your pictures back and forth until you get it right. And that's the size. We are reducing the quality of the size of the pictures so they can load quicker. Okay, so now we replace the pictures in the folder, in the root folder. So now let's go back to Dreamweaver, and we're gonna replace the pictures here. We're gonna go, we should be on our index HTML. We're gonna click on source code, and then we're gonna click code, and we have to go to the slider. I remember I saved. That's a menu, and here's the slider. Now, because we replaced the images already with the new images, it's actually showing the new images already. Okay. Alright, so let's go to live view and let's save everything. Okay, so now it kind of refreshed, and it put the new images in the slider, and we obviously have maybe a little bit too much space for the menu, maybe not for this picture, but if you can see the other picture, it might have a little bit too much room. And right here, so the text, you can take it off if you're gonna make this into a slideshow. I wouldn't suggest too much text or not text at all, but you might want to say something like, this is so and so, or with so and so, with and so on and so on, and the image goes down to the 1000. You could make the image and crop it to the size, to this size, but then again you get into cutting limbs here. Okay, so I'm going to tell the server that this is the new site, and to do that I need to go here. Actually no, I have to log in. I want to see how it looks in the browser. Right now we are looking like this. So I want to tell the browser that this is the new page. Doing this, you can email your client and say, hey look, I have this page up, take a look at it, what do you think, email me back. And this is a great way to show people across the world what the website is looking at the moment, or if you want to discuss an idea or a change, because sometimes when you hire big companies, they will make you a graphic and they will print you and do all these graphics for you, and then send them to you, and you have to approve them and all this. They'll charge you for every piece of paper and every cartridge of ink an hour involved in doing that. So with this you save people money, a lot of money actually. And I'm going to go back here. This is the old one. Okay, so this is the new one. So the next thing I will do, and I won't make a video, would be to adjust these images and I was thinking in adding more images, and for that you will have to go to the code here and kind of repeat the sequences to add more images. Okay, now make sure if you make a div and you close it, make sure you do also the closing div. So I gotta look at this because it starts up here. It starts up here and it ends up right here. So you gotta go through this, and when it makes the image, what happens, and then all the classes that is adding, and then you have the text which makes it longer, and you have a paragraph